Okay. Right before market open, just want to go over my pre-market plan. Now, as you can see here on Apple, I've been saying for the longest, right? Apple is not ready to be shorted, right? We are still in play to the upside, right? Like I said, this sell-off was unfortunate, but the fact that we've been certain and holding, this weekly 247.30, right? And we were gravitating slowly but surely to all-time highs. This thing was just not ready to be shorted. So like I said, I'm long biased on this unless we fall under 241.30, right? Pre-market plan coming into today was really a break and retest over this weekly level, right? So what do I like, right? We're sitting above the previous day high. We swept this liquidity as well, right? Because for the past 2 days, we've kind of just been sitting, right? So look at this. This is what I wanted to see. So may not get it. I'm not going to predict though. I'm looking for a pullback long off this weekly 247.30 or a break and retest over this 253. But this is really what I wanted to see on Apple. Like I said, this thing was intact to the upside. It's just not ready to be shorted, in my opinion, right? Everything was, making all-time highs. AMD, Nvidia, right? So did not want to short this name. I'm happy that we are above previous day high. We're above this weekly level, right? This is a big reclaim. So looking for a pullback long there, break and retest over 253. Nvidia, right? This is a big one. Kind of right off the pre-market plan. Right, look at this. Right, weekly reclaim. This is exactly what I wanted to see. We're over the previous day high. We're over this weekly level. I'm looking for a break and retest, or pullback long off this 184.50. If we fell under this, I may just stay hands off just due to the intraday because it'd just be right an inside bar day, dead smack in the middle of the range. So the higher probability setup is a long off this 184.50. Right, we fall under this, I'm pretty much hands off. But this is exactly what I want to see: a reclaim over this 184.50, and then Tesla. Right? Nothing here. Still in the range, still in the channel. Like I said, coming into today, if those wanted to, take a scalp over this 436.30, that's valid, but you'll be going long into a very thin channel, right? So I'm hands off, right? We've already pointed out we're consolidating on the higher time frame, so nothing for me on Tesla unless we break over 445, right? I'm just keeping it on my close watch, watching it, but nothing for me there. And then AMD, right? We're getting higher, right? I'm noticing, right? We are gravitating higher if you look at this. So, really just looking for a break and retest over this 227.30, right? We're close. You can see each day we're getting closer. So hopefully today we can get that break. We can scale out here. I'm gonna get liquidity and then target that all-time high. Okay. We got pretty much less than 1 minute till market opens here. As you can see, as of right now, Nvidia is my main watch. Beautiful. SPY and the Qs both opened, or both right now sitting above the previous day high. We talked about that. We wanted that to finally get out of that channel. So, right now looking to short this name. Not looking to short anything really. Like I said, if Nvidia falls under 184.50, I'm just hands off, right? We'll just be back in the middle of this range, right? Even though it is a weekly level, I'm gonna just pass on that if we fail this, right? We'll just be back in the middle of previous day high, previous day low. So I'm hands off there. Here we go. Pull back to start off the morning. Strong buyers here on Tesla for now. Since it gets over that 445, that is my main watch. Kind of ways away right now. I'm looking at this on the 15 minute. But like I said, right, don't let this intraday fool you. This is all a channel above 436. It's all a channel. If Nvidia can like give us a reclaim, break and retest, I really like that. As of right now, Apple's just kind of sitting in the middle of no man's land. So if we don't get that pullback way down to 247.30. See this wick right here? This is all the channel that I just marked out, right? Pre-market. This is nothing. This is all noise, right? We're just looking for a break over 22. I'm sorry, 245 on Tesla. See, that's all noise. That's all noise. These are people chasing over this 436 and they just got squeezed out of their position, right? We want to avoid that. I've been preaching that. If Apple can give us this pullback to 247.30, that'd be beautiful. If AMD can, reclaim, break and retest proper displacement, beautiful. As of right now, I'm sorry, Nvidia is just dead smack in the middle of the range. Right, this is a weekly level, right? So a break and retest off this 184.50s, that could work. But just for me personally, literally dead smack in the middle of the range here. So that's just a low probability setup for me. Q's is pulling back and retesting its previous day high. Looks good. Buyers are stepping in. Nothing here for me on Tesla. Like there's nothing for me on Tesla until we hit like 445. That's pretty much it. So we'll see. No red folder news today. For Apple, this is give me one sec. That's the previous day high. This, so you can see beautiful pullback long. Buyers are trying to step in on QQQ, retesting the previous day high. Now the video falls under. Give me one sec. It's some ways away, but if NVIDIA can get under 179.45 right off the pre-market plan, I like that to the downside. Tesla right now, middle of the range. It's in a channel. It's in between the previous day high, previous day low, pre-market high, pre-market low. There's nothing on Tesla. There's nothing on Tesla. Now, NVIDIA is very heavy right now. I don't know if it'll get there, but if we break under 179.45, I like it. A little bit of a relative strength here on AMD. A little bit. You can see we keep pushing up here and rejecting, right? 3 days in a row. So I like that. Just shows me this is a key level. We get that break over there, we're gone. There's either two type of traders, right, on this Tesla breakout. Either scalper breakout traders who caught that move, right, or people say, oh, we finally got over 236.30, right? We're going higher. We're over the previous day high. They got squeezed out of their position and they got smoked on this right at open. Show you what I'm looking at on the video. Right, dead smack middle of the range, right? In between these two key levels, previous day high, previous day low. So I see this as we just swept the previous day high, right, and went lower. That's pretty much right. This looked good during the pre-market and after hours, trending higher. Clearly didn't get that, right? So if NVIDIA wants to start consolidating again, I would not be surprised, right? Let's go on the daily. Remember, we avoided NVIDIA for so long, right? Why? Because it was just sitting in a channel. We're back in a channel. Remember this? Remember all of that, right? So we're actually back in a channel on NVIDIA. Like we avoided this. I remember this for a while. Like I haven't touched NVIDIA basically that whole month. So, right, that's what I'm looking at here. Right, a break and retest over this looks good, but if we fell under 179.45, I love it. Just gonna be patient. AMD's flirting a little bit. Weird slow month to start off with. I'd say just all of last week, FOMC was on a Wednesday, so leading up to that was very conservative. Ended the week really well, and then it's Wednesday and the last 3 days in a row, today, yesterday, and Monday, price action has not really been that good. So NVIDIA is very heavy right now. I just want it to break through 179.45 if we do get down here. I just don't want to sit in a channel. I don't care what it does. I just don't want to sit in a channel. You see Apple's just starting to chop. Like I said, none on the video. I'm Tesla. Same thing here. The way I see this is something I've been noticing about AMD is we sweep the previous day's high of liquidity and then we just reverse, right? So it's sweeping these orders, right? Swept this, reverse, right? So that's something I'm definitely noticing, right? Even here, we come tomorrow, yesterday, swept the previous day high liquidity and then just reversed. Look at all these buyers, right? This looked good during the after hours. Swept the liquidity, reverse. So, this shows me, right? This is a key level up here, right? Look at that. That's what I want to see. So patience pays. We just let our trades come to us. 2 days in a row in a video, the same type of open, which is kind of crazy. 2 days in a row. Apple just chopping. NVIDIA's the only one with like the cleanest price action. So, like, I don't want this to do this like it did yesterday, a bounce, right? I would love for it to just break you 179.45. Right? Nothing on Tesla. I've been saying this, right? We just been consolidating on the daily. There's nothing going on Tesla. Right? Like, does that look like a stock that's trending? We're just consolidating. Look at that. Just in a channel, right? Like I've been saying, just really stuck between 436.30 and 423.15. And then once we break 436.30, this 445 is being defended very well. So I see, this bull flag setting up a lot of liquidity, building up, but right, we're just sitting. This is how traders like burn their accounts, and get chopped up and take shots every day, right? There's nothing in here. Really, the best names to trade right now, kind of crazy, is the SPY and the Qs, to be honest. I don't really trade those, but those have really been having the best price action. And of course, on the SPY and the Qs, we're just long bias, right? We're not looking to short these names. See, Apple looks good. I'm very happy with the analysis here that I had on Apple. Like I just knew, based on market structure and analysis and understanding, I just knew like this name was not ready to be shorted. We were literally so close to all-time highs, and then we had that sell-off, right? And it was holding up every single day. Was it consolidating? Yes, but was it holding up? Absolutely. So this was just not a name that was ready to be shorted. So this weekly reclaim and hold, that's a very big hold. That is a very big hold on Apple. And right now we're above the previous day high. Like if you play previous day high levels, right? Look at that. That's a pullback along off the previous day high, continuation high. That's beautiful. It's exactly what you want to see. Breakthrough high day, continue. That's nice. Beautiful. That is textbook. That's exactly what you want to see. Like if you played this long off the previous day high, targeting high band continuation, you're up very nice. Like I said, track your own data. For me, I don't trade off those levels. I use those as context references. Key levels just hold more weight and conviction besides behind previous day highs and lows, right? So very important to track your own data. I'm gonna trade off for pre-market levels. I've already explained that on the reasons why, and previous day high and previous day lows, right? So Qs look good. It's reclaiming. That's exactly what I want to see. So Qs fell to previous day high, and then we just reclaimed it and pushed it to the upside. Remember, right? That fell and reclaim, right? That's the fuel. Those shorts getting out of the position for a loss, they're fueling that move higher. There's definitely some divergence here again on the SPY and the Qs. SPY is holding up very well. Holding up very well. Right now, SPY is sitting at 667, and the all-time high is 673. That's beautiful. Talk about a recovery. So only main watch here is NVIDIA. So literally that's pretty much it. We don't have any news, no ref order news, so I doubt we'll get this on Apple, right? At 247 long, I doubt we'll get that, but you can see here NVIDIA is like the cleanest. Even if you're the type of trader who like trades order blocks, I mean, you could have, man, that's not enough displacement for me, but technically you got to retest here to the downside. SPY looks really good. You know what? If the price action looks good on SPY, I may give this a shot, to be honest. I don't really trade SPY. Nah, these are some big wigs, never mind. But it does look good. It does look good. Looks really good. SPY looks solid. So yeah, QQQ and SPY, both holding previous day high. Look at AMD here. We can get over this 22730. Man, I like it. I'm not going to force it, but man, I like it. It's holding up for sure. Like I said, we're long bias on AMD as well. I mean, we are not that far away from all-time highs. It's been holding up. That news catalyst gap to the upside, definitely gave this name a boost. So it's really two possible things I'm looking for here in the video. A reclaim, break, and retest over 184.50, or a fail, break and retest under 179.45. Right now we're dead smack in the middle of the range, so there's nothing there for me. Hmm. I definitely want to use this as an example. Like that's why it's very important to, have a plan and trade your plan, because me knowing that I'm not taking a trade off this level anyway, like this never really excited me. This didn't give me FOMO. This didn't make me chase. None of that, right? Especially when you know how Tesla moves. So like I've been saying, everything in here is just all noise. I don't care. Until we get over this, then I'm sitting up in my chair. Now I'm locked in. But other than that, it's all noise, right? A lot of people got hurt on this candle, right? A lot of people got hurt on that candle. So we are seeing some pullback here on the market. So that's what you're seeing right now, kind of insane. The only thing that I will say is, AMD is holding up. This definitely has relative strength compared to the market. 100%. Right now, Q's is right back under the previous day high. SPY still has to pull back and retest it, but it is heavy. It's about to break through the low of day. But this is holding up 100%. Just chop here on SPY. Um, like I said, we're just watching the video for sure. The video's price action looks clean. Right, and I'm not going to chase that. I need, like, we know what I'm looking for, right? That displacement. I need proper displacement. And then that retest candle. So we'll see. This is a key level, right? We held this twice yesterday. We had a double bottom on the intraday twice, and this is the previous day low, right? So hopefully price can gravitate towards here, right? Sweep this liquidity, give us a big breakout. Typically, if it's unmitigated liquidity, that typically leads to a bigger breakout because those orders hasn't been filled, right? Statistically, like when you play a break and retest, um, like off a key level that is also the previous day high and previous day low, and that liquidity was already swept during the pre-market, that breakout doesn't have as much juice and momentum behind it because those orders have already been filled, right? It's not fresh. Just a little something to share. Look at that. That's holding up. This is really holding up. Let's see. All right, IV is not that bad. I'll probably play one strike if I do get it. A name like this doesn't move like that well or that much on the dollar amount like Tesla. So I wouldn't really play two strikes out of the money on this name, but 227 50 call seems decent. Yeah, that seems decent. Look at that. I'm watching this. This is like my main watch right now. This and the video. The video's nowhere there though. Like I said, just need some good displacement here. I got like 30 seconds anyway before that candle closes. Looks decent. Like I said, just need a little bit more displacement. So now we're also over the previous day high. This looks really good. Sitting at 2. That was decent, but price closed at, right, a little bit more displacement for me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I would love for this candle to like push up and then we get some type of, yeah, like something like that. And then we get a pullback. Then I'm intrigued. That's the displacement I'm looking for. All right, that's proper displacement. Buyers are showing me they're in control. That's beautiful. Now, just wait. If I don't get that pullback, so be it. See what the overall market's doing. Yeah, QQQ just reclaimed the previous day high. This looks good. See, this looks good. That looks nice. And remember, right, the bigger the breakout, the better. Because now when I get that pullback, now I'll have a swing high to target, which is unmitigated liquidity on the intraday, and it can price and gravitate towards that. Beautiful. That's exactly what you want to see. Apple looks good too. It just sucks it's nowhere near a key level, but Apple's holding up very well. I like that. I doubt we get this reclaim over 184. As you can see, right, Tesla, chop, not surprised. See, all-time highs 240 is kind of in play. If I get this pullback, I'm looking at the 230 calls. If I get this pullback, if if not, so be it. Part of the game. But right, like since Monday, I've been saying we're long bias on this thing. We're not looking to short AMD. Right, clear shots to all-time highs. And since like we had that big gap up, there's really no other key levels up here to play off of. Like there's no way I'm taking that. That's an instant. Like to me, that's kind of like a breakout, instant break and retest. So right, a lot of thin volume up here. I promise you, some people may be FOMOing into that patient space. I'm just looking for this. And I know AMD, right? That's a slow mover. So if that does that, that is fine. Do not care. Yeah, so as of now, SPY and the Qs have now broken back above the high day. Both their names are bullish. Price action, a little bit, whatever, but sitting over the previous day high on both. Both just broke the high day, so it's really good. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's exactly what you want to see. Even if I don't get this, like, that just sets up a play for days coming up. But I've been saying, right, we get over this. Clear shots, all-time highs. Then volume, then in this way. Right, we saw this was holding up. So it's very, very good. Really good. Love to see it. Right? That's why we avoid channels here. Right? That's why we avoid channels. Apple holding up fairly well. You can see, right, we are stair stepping higher. And what's pushing this thing right now is SPY and Qs are pushing right now. Pushing very heavy. So not only does it have relative strength, it also has the market behind it pushing it higher. So that's beautiful. I would see what price action is right here. Right? I wouldn't mind playing, like, going long right off that. I'm looking for a break over 669.20 on the SPY. That looks really good. And then 607.15 on the Qs. Right now, SPY sitting at 668.55 looks really good. A lot of V-shaped recoveries here a little bit. So see. SPY looks solid. SPY looks really solid. If SPY give us a clean break over the 669.20, I'm very open to a long over that. Very open to a long over that. Straight up equals straight down, right? We see that, it's 10 volume. I'd be surprised. But I am aware if I do enter this trade here, right, knowing NVIDIA, I'm sorry, AMD, this is not like going to be a momentum push, right? I know I'm going to have to sit in this for a bit. Look at Apple. Beautiful. Obviously, we're not getting Apple today, but, just even coming into tomorrow or Friday or the next week, right, a break and retest of this, right? This 253 was respected very well before that sell-off. This is exactly what I wanted to see on Apple, so I'm very happy with that, right? Pre-market plan video, I said I want to see a daily candle form, right, above this 247.30, and then a pullback long. So this looks really good. Very happy with that. Solid breakout here on AMD. Right, we saw in real time. This was holding up while everything else was selling off. It's holding up fairly well. So, and sometimes you don't even get that retest. Right, momentum's so strong, you don't even get that retest. Look at Apple. I'd love to see it. It's very unfortunate Tesla's just been trash. Like, it looked so promising after, remember how, like, those two big breakout rally days? It looked so promising, right? We pushed all the way up to 470. We were all thinking it's about to make all-time highs. I said nope. No, it's very unfortunate. But like I've been saying, like, a name like Tesla, it makes up for its consolidation period. We all know that. It can consolidate for 2 weeks, a week. When it breaks out, boy, it breaks out. Key level here being respected. See NVIDIA just dead smack in the middle of the range. So we are seeing a pullback here, obviously. Market's pushing fairly well. I'm not going to force this, though. Like, if we get that pullback, I got to see, like, strong buyer step in for me to go long off this. If we get that pullback. So I'm not just going to blindly go long just because we got a pullback. SPY looks good, though. I'm very open to trading SPY if we get over 669.20. There's nothing in its way. The next key level, if SPY gets over 669.20, is literally all-time highs. That is the next key level. So right now, SPY and the Qs are really in sync. Man, Apple in the 15-minute is crazy. 3 15-minute bullish green candles. It's kind of wild. Like I said, we were just not ready to short this name, right? That sell-off is very unfortunate. This thing is still in play to all-time highs. We were right there. So this looks really good to see. I'm happy to see that. I may stick around for a little bit of a longer session. I'll still keep this duration of the video same length, but if I can get a setup like later into the day over this 253, like, I really do like that. Even a possible swing trade. Like, this market is still very bullish. I would not be surprised if SPY, for sure today or tomorrow, hits all-time highs. Right now it's about to break 669.20 and all-time highs is 673. So I really would not be surprised. Crazy recovery. Take about 3 days. Look at Apple. It's crazy. I know in the intraday some people look for a break and retest over the high of day. Not enough displacement, but you definitely got an instant retest if you would have taken that. See, I know how AMD moves, so it's like this is gonna be like a little slow grinder down, and then if I go long, right, like I know this is gonna be like just a slow mover back to the upside. That's just how AMD moves. So, understanding the names you trade is very important. Like, what's your momentum movers and what's not. Like, AMD and Apple really aren't momentum movers. I'm not getting this pullback though, right? Just gonna be patient for it. I'm watching. I know it's not on my screen, but I'm watching SPY as well. I'm very open to trading SPY. I would I would have to play at the money on these. So that's the SPY break. Just look at Apple. That's crazy. Hey, we might. The way it's looking, we might get over to the 253. We might. I'm very open to going long on SPY. I just need more of a displacement candle above this 266.920. Now, SPY looks good. Right now it's in at 669.40, so pretty much only a 20-cent displacement there. You know me, I need that bigger displacement on that breakout. May not get this pullback here on AMD, which is fine. Solid breakout here on the SPY. I'm watching these. Momentum may be so strong we may not even get that. Momentum may be so strong we may not even get that. Yeah, this candle that you see right now is literally the SPY and the Qs just ripping. So love to see it. Yeah, may not get a pullback on the SPY either. It's kind of how it is right now, right? Like Tesla's doing nothing on the tech side, obviously. Nvidia's dead smack in the middle of the range. You see, we're literally doing nothing. Um, we didn't open up really near our key level here on Apple, so really nothing there. We had a big breakout here, but no retest. Like that's just part of the game sometimes, you know. So, so the only two things that I'm honestly watching is just SPY and really the Qs, right? Let me show you what I'm looking at on the SPY. Like this looks great. That looks great. If I can get a retest to this, I don't mind going long. Just targeting that. It'll be a scalp, so these are 0 DTE, so I would play at the money. I wish the contracts were a little bit more expensive, but see, I may not even get that. Honestly, may not even get that. Like clear shot's all-time highs, right? Clear shot is all-time highs, so yeah, these names are gone. The next key level is on the Qs is 607.15. It's the next key level there. 607.15. If I do get this, it's a 0 DTE, so I may just like scale down to like a 10K position size, right? It's always about risk management, so this will be a scalp as well. So this rejection we're seeing a little bit is the Qs pushing into that 607.15. Beautiful day on Apple. Like if you're able to catch this off, the previous day high, and leave runners, you should be up. That's why you lock in runners, right? And you let them stop you off at break even. Sometimes your runners are going to make you 10 times more than your entire position, right? So, and we know Apple, so this is like pretty clean price action, right? Started off a little rocky, but we were holding up, right? Making higher highs, stair stepping. But, we did hold this previous day high and then just rallied. So that looks really good. Yeah, nothing there. So that rejection you see a little bit is, right, Q's approaching this 607.15. Beautiful, right? We reclaimed the previous day high, right? Like I said, when we fail that and people are selling for a loss, they're fueling this move higher. That's beautiful, right? That's exactly what we saw. I said that in real time, right? So this little pullback is, seller stepping up here, but this looks really good. Definitely not going to force this if the Qs stay heavy. I'm not taking that. Long spot here. Tight risk. Smaller position size too, so. Really just risking off that right there. Con's holding up fairly well, actually. Really, really well. I like that buyers are defending this. This is really just a scout. Really just a scout. I want to see exactly. That's beautiful. I can get like just a pop. Beautiful. That was really just a quick scout. I'm not messing around with zero DTEs. That was nice. Let's see. Quick 420 on SPY. I don't really mess around with zero DTEs, but that was nice, right? Because you don't want to get theta decay, right? So the thing about zero DTEs is when you enter those, you need them to work right away, like literally right away. But you saw what I saw, right? We pulled back. I saw buyer stepping in. I was just risking right off to 669, right? Just a quick little zero DTE. I wanted like really a momentum push into this high day. Look at the trend, right? Trend is your friend, right? I'm not going to fight that. Of course, when I get in, just consolidate a little bit, but that was just a scout. That wasn't even on my pre-market plan. It was just a scout. I did not mess around with zero DTEs, so that was a good shot, though. See, I don't want to sit down on a zero, but quick scout 420. That's not bad. I had to take that. Had to take that. Saw buyer stepping in defending this, right? That's beautiful. That's what I wanted to see. I really wanted this push into higher day. That would have been an easy 15% plus trade. But the reason we're failing a little bit is because Q's is rejecting the 607.15. That's why to those I recommend, like when you play SPY and Q's, always play next day cons. For me, this is different, just zero DTE, but the thing about theta decay is like, even if we start to chop, um, and you're valid on the trade, even when it starts going in your favor, you're still red on that trade because theta, right? We're getting closer to expiration. There's zero DTEs. So that was just a quick scout for 420. You can see here, that's all I was looking. I wasn't looking to be greedy with that. I would have loved that momentum push, but see, as soon as I got in, kind of died out a little bit, but that was a good shot. Like now we're consolidated. I don't want that. I'm happy with that trade. I'll take it. Just a quick scout, nothing cute, nothing fancy. See, like if you play next day cons, you could really chill in this because let's say I went long over the 66920, right? My thesis is still valid as long as we are above this level, right? I entered no hesitation here. I saw buyer step in, I got out. But you see why I sold that for a scalp? Because right now I would be down a good amount on a 0 DTE, right? Now scale down, only went 10K, but I would be down a big amount on a 0 DTE, right? So my advice, when you're playing 0 DTEs, right, scale down and play at the money cons. Don't ever play out the money. You have to prepare for, like, you don't know what's gonna happen when you enter a trade. You never do. So you gotta prepare for that. So I knew, like, I went into this with a scalper mentality, right? I didn't look to hold this and, let's see if we can get a beautiful trend, all-time highs. I just wanted my quick dollar and got out. That was it. So it failed me terribly though, low key, because I was up 650 on that trade. But see, this 66920, this is holding. This is why it's very important, right? Just trust your levels, play off your levels. This is holding very well. Look at that. That's beautiful. Now the 0 DTE, right? It's hard to sit in that, but this is holding. That is beautiful. That's what you want to see. The only thing that's holding SPY up right now is Qs, right? This resistance here on the Qs. That's the only thing. This 607.15, right? There's nothing overhead for this for SPY, but Qs, this is what's pulling it back for sure. Been saying this all week on AMD, unfortunately, right? We were just waiting for that break, clear shot. Look at that. As soon as we broke, we went from 2730 up to 233.55. I mean, man, unfortunately, never got a pullback, but right? This is what I mean when I say just wait, let your trades come to you, and you will get paid for it. That's a big move for AMD, right? Nothing makes me happier than just seeing, key levels just being respected and work. Look at that. Beautiful break, retest. I mean, that's a beauty. And then, right, the pre-market plan coming into today, right, is what did I say? We want it for the past 2 days, right? Let me zoom out here. For the past 2 days, this right here and here, this 664 has been, a problem. If we can hold above this, we'll see upside. Look at this. Look at the 15-minute candle now here, right? This is beautiful. Above previous day high, above previous all-time high. It took about 3 days to recover. That is amazing. Perfect break, retest. I know some people trade this fine, the Q, 0 DTEs, hurry up and grow their account. And it works, right? But you got to go about it like with a strategic plan, right? Like if you're only trading these two names, you know, always kind of scale down, right? You can't go into that how you would go into weekly cons, right? And then always play at the money or two in the money, right? Because if you're looking to hold and get continuation, at least going in the money protects you a little bit. Like if I play in the money cons deeper, like this chop doesn't really necessarily hurt me as much. But if you're playing out the money on a 0 DTE and you get chopped up, that's gonna kill you for sure. A quick scalp here, nothing fancy. I was really hoping to just get like that bullish candle, push into high day, but obviously didn't get that. We're starting to chop around. But what are we doing? We're holding the 66920. The only thing that's stopping this thing from ripping to the upside is the Qs right now. That's the only thing. 622 for me in the morning. I may just call it here. It's really nothing for me. It was gonna be a cash day. I saw my setup, I took it, right? No reservation, no hesitation. So let's break this down one more time. Give me one sec. This makes sense, right? Where we're not like this is dead smack in the middle of the range. Does this look like continuation? Not at all. We're in between the previous day high, previous day low, and we're in a channel on the daily. There's nothing there. Tesla, as we know, look at that. It's just in a channel. And then we break out of this, but guess what? We're still in a channel up here. This is an even tighter channel in between 445 and 436. Like you don't want to be in there. The A plus longer over this 445. And then see Apple's setting up very nice. Very nice. Right? We get back over this 253, we're gone. Right? This is really what we wanted to see. I've been saying like Apple was so close to all-time highs. Let's go on the daily here. Right? This is a big deal. Like look how fast, we recovered. Right? We get over 253. I'm definitely looking to go long, targeting all-time highs here. This was the plan all last week before that sell-off. So this is a good recovery. Look at this weekly, right? Ended up defending this. You can clearly see this 4-hour support level 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This held very well. Very, very nice. See, this was my plan for SPY. When I took my trade, that we're starting to see, right? On a 0 DTE, you're already up more than 15%. No doubt. No doubt at all. Because if my trade went for like roughly 6%, entering here, buyer step in, you get a momentum push. The high day, I know these contracts are up like 10, 15, 15, 20%. But right in real time, we're seeing the power of our key levels hold. Right, that's beautiful. I took my shot here because I'm still risking under this level. But 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like 10 minutes of just sitting in sideways, I can't do that. Not on a 0 DTE, right? But you enter here on a deeper pullback. I always say the deeper the pullback, the better. Target high of day. That's a great scalp. Beautiful. We'll see what Tesla wants to do. It's not even 7:30 for me yet, so we'll see what Tesla wants to do. Look at this on the SPY, right? Clear shots to all-time highs. There's nothing in its way. I'm telling you, once Qs get over 607.15, this thing will take off. Beautiful hold here. Right here, break, retest. Can't make this up. I'm practicing what I'm preaching, folks. Just trust your key levels, take trades off of them. This is your safety net. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Who cares? Move on. Right? This is your safety net. You fell under this. All right, you lost. Move on. But you do this correctly, you will win more than you lose. Right? Like this was the move I was looking for in the SPY. That's great. Only reason I didn't hold this is just because my 0 DTE, right? I don't want to get caught in a pullback, theta decay, and then once it goes in my favor, I'm still not up that much because, right, theta. Right, we're still intact to the upside. Right, if you want to take this break and retest over this, like I said yesterday, you could have, right? It's a key level, so over the previous day high, but like I said, every time we get above this, sellers are just kicking in. Right, break. Not enough displacement for me to take this, but this is a good example of what I mean on what a breaking base is, because I broke that down yesterday. I think in the pre-market, this is a breaking base, right? Like that's not enough displacement for me to go long off this level, right? Weak breakout equals fake out is something that I say. So like this is a good displacement, and then I'll look for something like this, right? So I'm glad we were able to get a live example on what a breaking base looks like. Like this is a breaking base for sure. Is today the day? Will Tesla give us a 445 breakout? I hope so. And then you can see here, right, just dead smack middle of the range. There's nothing going on. Dead smack. So just waiting here. I might call it. I'll probably sit here till 8 o'clock. I'll see, because the one thing I've been noticing, there's been a pattern. I don't know if it's just me. It reminds me maybe 2 months ago, a lot of these plays have been developing later into the session, right? We've saw, I think, what, 2 days in a row on Tesla? You know, it just start a little crappy, and then 2 hours later, we'll end up getting some clean price action. So you can look at Tesla now, right? I'm not saying that I'm trading this right now, but as the session goes on, we're already an hour into it. Look how the price action cleans up. That's just something I'm noticing. All right, look at Apple. Start off a little rocky, price action cleans up. Price action's been clean on the video the past 2 days, just no trade setups. We're $5 away. That's not a lot for Tesla. We're flirting with that, so I'm watching that. Yeah, AMD's gone. AMD is gone. So, what am I looking for tomorrow? Right? This. I'm looking for this tomorrow. That's a valid shot, right? Or this, right? That's simple. That's what I'm looking for tomorrow. If we fall under this, obviously I'm not shorting this, because what are we doing? We're going right back inside of this channel. There's nothing in there. And we're not looking to short this name. I really want to show you this. This is like what I'm reading. So you can see SPY, right? What is it doing? It's starting to pick up, right? It held this. 0 DTE, you get crushed on theta, but right, it's holding. What did I say that was holding this up, right? Qs. See how SPY's starting to move higher? The only thing holding Qs back is like the 607.15. As soon as we rip through this, like we're off, right? One of my favorite plays down here, right? Like I always say, the people who are trying to short this name, right? And you see, oh, strong bearish candle, we failed under the previous day high. That's a reversal on the intraday, right? When they sell for their position, they're getting squeezed out, right? When they sell for that loss, they're the ones fueling this move higher, right? We see this time and time again. So anyone who's trying to like short this name, it's crazy. Don't practice bad habits. The trend is your friend. That's a real thing, right? You just saw us make a quick 500 bucks off of SPY, right? Just a quick scalp. And that was just going with the overall trend, right? Break, retest, upside. So I hope this makes sense, right? Every time Tesla gets in here, right? Sellers are just sitting. Give me one sec, sorry. Sellers are just sitting in here, right? Every time we push above this. So, right? That's why the A plus long is just over this 445, right? Let's just wait for that to come to us. That's all we're doing. All right, you can see this key level get respected. I mean, look at this, resistance, resistance, breakout, turn into support, we take off. Now this is a breaking base, not really something I would take, but I just want you to see how we really went from resistance to support. So see what I mean when I say like the Qs and the SPY are in sync? Like the only thing that's keeping SPY down is the Qs, right? See how Qs rejects that 60715 and what happens to SPY? Pretty annoying though. Like I ended up taking a long and then we went to chop around. But look at the price action prior, just straight bullish upside. So I hope this makes sense, right? Why I got out of that 0 DTE very quick, right? Understand conditions, know when to overstay your welcome and when to leave, right? So coming into tomorrow, I would say some really big setups here on Apple, AMD, and hopefully Tesla, right? We are gravitating higher. We are gravitating higher. Like, let's look at this Tesla, right? Tesla's getting there. See how we keep rejecting up here? That's why we avoid channels. But, Tesla's gravitating higher. This is the highest it's been since we started the week, right? Monday, Tuesday, right? You can see this was resistance, resistance, right? And then tried to get resistance, but now we're sitting above it. This 436.30, right? This is the highest that we've made all week. This is a big deal. So I'm hoping, right, we can get a daily candle close anywhere in here. I would hate for this to like pop off at the end of the day, but knowing Tesla and Power Hour, we might. But to get a daily candle close in here, and then tomorrow, right, we're just looking for a break and retest off of this 445. That'd be beautiful. Right, be patient, let your trades come to you. But today, like this, closing above, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. So hopefully we can get a daily candle close above this. All right, let's zoom out here. See, that's a big deal, right? 1, 2, 3. For the last 4 days, we have not gotten a candle closure above 436.30. I've been saying for about 2, 3 days now, we got a little bull flag setting up here, right? That looks good. Right, beautiful analysis, good breakdown. And we just wait. We just let this come to us. Because I'm telling you, we can get this break and retest over 445 and that whole upside move. There's nothing in this way really until 466. Now, of course, you can like use these unmitigated key levels to target and scale out, but I'm looking for that move. This looks good on the daily, right? Look at that. Wicks, buyer stepping in very aggressively. This looks really good. I mean, look at that. We already recovered this entire sell-off in 3 days of time. That's crazy. So I said, panic kills. Don't panic. Like this was a news-driven play. And guess what? Trump can come out tomorrow, say another thing, and we'll see the same thing, right? But a technical analysis breakdown versus a news-driven play, those are two different things. It took 3 days, right? Not even a whole week to recover. I just said we saw that in April. So this weekly candle is probably equivalent looking like this. Like the fact that we had that sell-off, right, and then we're almost back towards all-time highs, it's crazy. Look at this key level holding now. This 66920. It's holding. I think I'm gonna call it here. So pretty much 2 days in a row, cash day. I mean, I'll take a quick scout on SPY, but it's been a slow week. There are some plays setting up, but Nvidia is now in a range, which is fine. Like I like range plays because you literally just wait for the break and retest at either side, right? It just makes it easy. But it's been a slow week. Nvidia's in a range. We're waiting for Tesla to break over 445, and then Apple, it just didn't open up near our key level today. But our analysis and our thesis was correct. So coming into tomorrow, just looking for a break and retest over 253 on Apple. So we'll see. And then we had AMD today, but clearly we didn't get that retest. Right? Look at that. That's why you wait for channels to break. Look how clean the price action is once we break outside of that channel. Fortunately, just never got that retest. And I was not taking this instant break and retest. Look at that. Go watch every previous video. I've been saying clear shot to all-time highs, right? Clear shot. There's nothing in its way. And this is what I'm looking for on Tesla, right? Like Tesla breaks 445. Same thing. Like there's just nothing in its way to the upside. We know Tesla, when it runs, right? So even though Tesla's consolidating, like we're still bullish on the higher time frame. We're just waiting for this. We're just waiting. Right? Tesla gets over this 445. We've already seen it twice. There's nothing in its way. So yeah, pretty much a cash day for me. Small win. Which one? This was just a quick scout. Really nothing to it, but I promise you, you sit on your hands and you wait for your place to come to you, like that's where you get paid. right? We're waiting for these higher time frame setups. Less is more. Remember that. Not every day is a trading day. See, we're bullish on the higher time frame on Tesla. We're holding, but and this is a big day, right? For a Wednesday, this is the highest that we've made all week. It's a big day. We finally got over this 236.30. If we can get a candle close above that, that's huge. That's setting up for our play tomorrow. I break over this 445. Patient pays, right? We just let our trades come to us and then we get paid for it. Like when I first started trading, it's funny looking back on, like it is true. Like sometimes the hardest thing to do is to sit there and do nothing. But I never go into the day now looking for a trade. I just let my trades come to me. Like we saw AMD play out. We waited for our key level to break. We saw the relative strength they had compared to the market. We just never got a pullback, right? That trade came to us. All this is noise. The only two key levels right now on Tesla we're looking for is like 445 or a break under 410. Clearly, we're not getting that 410. I don't want that to happen, but you know what I mean. And then just dead smack middle of the range on the video. So the thing about NVIDIA that I'm noticing, I hope it doesn't happen, but like now we're just back in these conditions. Like I remember, I think it was last month. I can't remember. I don't even think I traded that name all month. Maybe once. I can't remember. But look at this, just a tight range, and then look right under it. There's another tight range, right? So us consolidating today and like dead smack in the middle of the range, that's not a surprise. Right now we are bearish bias on this, right? We turn this weekly into a resistance now, right? 2 days in a row on the dot. Look at that, 2 days in a row on the dot. So for the sake of like not being a consolidation, I would love for this name to do that, right? And continue higher. Other than that, like look at all this, just a chop zone. I don't mind shorting under this, but after we short under this and price is sitting in here, then we're just back in this chop zone. So, I'm hoping NVIDIA can turn things around. Because when you look at everything else, like we're very bullish. Apple's bullish. Obviously AMD is bullish. SPY and the Qs are bullish. Tesla's bullish on the higher time frame, even though it's consolidating. And then NVIDIA, right? Giving up this weekly support term resistance, that's a big fail. That's a really big fail. So I'm hoping we can just chop in here and eventually, right, just get back over this 184.50. Really hoping we can do that. If we see more downside, it's just gonna be hard to trade this name. But you see why we avoid this, like on Tesla? I keep saying every time we get over 436.30, sellers are just sitting in here pushing this thing down. Still bullish around the higher time frame, but just no trade zone. If you were able to catch the break and retest off of this previous day high on Apple, that was a good shot. Aggressive entry, 2-4, there's like 6 minutes right in the market open. I'm definitely not taking that. And then big wicks, big candles, very volatile. You want to stay away from. But if you just trust at this level, maybe like waited for something like this or here, it's a valid entry, targeting the high day, right? That would have been a decent scalp. I think I'm gonna call it 745. If it wasn't really for that SPY trade, it's really just another cash day. So hope this makes sense. Like tomorrow, we're just looking for a pullback volume now off of this, right? We broke it. We never got a retest. So we still need that retest. Right? This is not a retest to me. This is not a breakout candle. This is the candle and then a retest, but we never got it. Like this is proper displacement, and then you look for that. So fairly easy coming into tomorrow on NVIDIA. I'm sorry, on AMD. Really just a pullback along here or a break and retest up at 240. But we saw in real time, right? This is what happens when you avoid channels, right? Yesterday, the day before, there's nothing going on. As soon as we break outside of that channel, look how clean the price action is. Trending, stair stepping, right? That's how you get paid. Then, right, you target this unmitigated liquidity. I mean, that's perfect. It swept that, reversing a little bit. You leave some runners, you look for continuation. I mean, this is like literally a textbook setup here. Unfortunately, just didn't get that retest. That's just how it is sometimes, right? You sit, you wait, your play comes, and you don't get a retest. That's just the game. So the one thing I will say, it's been very slow overall this week on the market, but there are plays setting up. Just got to be patient. I'm hoping they set up tomorrow. I hate trading zero DTEs, to be honest. Like if these are high time frame setups that I'm looking for, like on Apple or Tesla, and these set up on Friday, I have to play next week cons, just so I can sit in these and let them play out, right? I can't play zero DTEs waiting for these setups to come, and then I can only sit in it for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So I'll break that down in the pre-market plan going into Friday, but yeah, but chill day, quiet day, um, slow week in the market, just letting our plays come to us pretty much. I think I'm call it here. Let me see. So we've been saying like this thin volume that has to get filled, right? We filled that. Look at straight down, it goes straight up, right? After these traders got squeezed out of their position, straight up, right? So there's still some thin volume here in between 607 and I would say 612. See how this 607 is being respected, right? we break over that, we'll definitely see some upside continuation. This resistance is the only thing that's pulling SPY back because there's nothing in SPY's way to the upside. Look at that. There's nothing in its way, right? We just need Qs to get over that 607. Right, clean day. Yeah, definitely gonna call here. Hopefully, you're able to learn a thing or two. You know what I'm looking at. The plays that are setting up, while we're being patient, while we're sitting on our hands, while we avoid channels, zones. Right, today was really a good solid day, to be honest. Sitting and doing nothing is probably one of the best things you can do as a trader. Just let your trades come to you. Like these are conditions where people are just forcing trades and they're just getting burned. I've been there. So yeah, 650 for me. I'm gonna call it here. But yeah, hopefully this helps you able to learn a thing or two. Main three plays that were really, I mean, honestly, all four. Like if Nvidia can get over this 184 right to the upside, that's a big deal. Because now, right, that's a daily double top, 2 days in a row, this 184.50. So that's a play that's setting up, you know, if we want to hold, obviously Apple, right, just looking for a break and retest over 253 or a pullback long off this weekly, turn support. And then all eyes are on Tesla, 445 break. And then obviously, like I said, AMD, just waiting for that pullback long to this 22730 or break and retest over this 240. So hope this helps. I think today was a really good session. A lot of insight here, patience, not forcing anything, understanding context, trading off the higher time frame. Right? All right, yo. I'm gonna call it here.